Welcome back to NBC Update channel. Today, we will learn about the shocking developments unfolding in Salem as Chad DiMera and Kat Green prepare to leave town next week following a devastating custody battle with Jennifer Horton. In a stunning turn of events that has left Days of Our Lives fans reeling, it appears that Chad will lose custody of his children Thomas and Charlotte, forcing him to say goodbye to Salem in what may be Billy Flynn's final storyline as the beloved character. The custody battle begins. The explosive confrontation between Jennifer Horton and Chad DiMera has reached its breaking point following Thomas's traumatic accident. Jennifer, portrayed by the legendary Melissa Reeves, has made the bold decision to fight Chad for full custody of both Thomas and Charlotte, citing concerns about Chad's relationship with Kat Green as the primary reason for her drastic action. The accident that befell young Thomas became the catalyst for this devastating legal battle, with Jennifer viewing it as proof that Chad's judgment has been severely compromised by his involvement with the mysterious woman who cruelly impersonated his late wife Abigail. Thomas himself has expressed deep anger and betrayal toward his father, particularly after discovering the shocking truth about Kat's deception. The revelation that Kat had been masquerading as his deceased mother has created an emotional wound that may take years to heal. And Jennifer believes that removing the children from Salem is the only way to protect them from further psychological harm. Jack Devereaux, played by Matthew Ashford, stands firmly beside his wife in this fight, with both grandparents determined to take Thomas and Charlotte back to Boston, where they can provide a stable, drama-free environment away from the chaos that seems to perpetually plague their father's life. Chad faces his darkest hour. The custody proceedings have placed Chad in an impossible position, forcing him to confront the consequences of his recent choices and relationships. Days of Our Lives fans have rallied behind Chad throughout this ordeal, understanding that his connection to Kat was born from grief and manipulation rather than malicious intent. However, the court of public opinion within Salem tells a different story, with many residents questioning whether Chad possesses the emotional stability required to raise two young children in the wake of Abigail's death and the subsequent Kat scandal. Jennifer has retained legal counsel and built a formidable case against her son-in-law, presenting evidence that paints Chad as an unfit parent whose poor judgment has repeatedly endangered his children. The fact that Thomas ran away and suffered an accident directly related to the emotional turmoil caused by the Kat situation has given Jennifer's attorneys powerful ammunition in their fight for custody. Chad finds himself cornered, desperately trying to defend his parenting while simultaneously grappling with his own feelings of guilt and inadequacy. Billy Flynn's departure looms. Behind the scenes, this custody battle storyline serves a very specific purpose for Days of Our Lives, as it provides the perfect exit strategy for actor Billy Flynn, who announced earlier this year that he would be leaving the Peacock drama after an impressive decade-long run as Chad DiMera. Flynn completed his final filming sessions last spring, having made the significant career decision to spread his wings and join the cast of CBS's The Young and the Restless in a completely different role. The 39-year-old actor has expressed both excitement and bittersweet emotions about departing from a character he has portrayed for 10 years, acknowledging that Days of Our Lives transformed his life and career in countless ways. Due to the show's notoriously tight filming schedule, which shoots episodes nearly 10 months in advance, Flynn has been appearing simultaneously on both Days of Our Lives as Chad and The Young and the Restless in an undisclosed role for several months. His final airdate on Days is planned for January 2026, though no specific date has been officially announced by the network. Flynn himself admitted in interviews that having viewers see him on to different soaps at the same time is not ideal, as it challenges the audience's ability to suspend disbelief and can make his job more difficult. The recast revelation. Adding another layer to this complex situation is the confirmation that Chad DiMera will be recast with actor Connor Floyd, who is making the reverse journey from The Young and the Restless to Days of Our Lives. Floyd, who previously portrayed Chance Chancellor on the CBS soap, began filming as the new Chad DiMera in June 2025, though audiences will not see him take over the role until April 2026 due to the show's extended production timeline. This casting decision represents a fascinating soap opera flip-flop, with Flynn and Floyd essentially trading networks and shows in an unprecedented move within the daytime television industry. The producers of Days of Our Lives carefully orchestrated Chad's temporary absence from Salem to facilitate this transition between actors, rather than subjecting viewers to an immediate recast without explanation. The show has crafted a storyline that will take Chad off-screen for several months before Connor Floyd debuts in the role with what the show is billing as Chad's new look. This approach allows the audience time to process Flynn's departure while setting the stage for Floyd's introduction as a slightly reimagined version of the character. Thomas's actor also departing. The timing of this custody battle becomes even more significant when considering that Kerry Christopher, the young actor who portrays Thomas, has also confirmed that he will no longer be playing the character. This dual departure creates a natural narrative opportunity for Days of Our Lives to write both Chad and Thomas off-screen together, along with Charlotte, thereby addressing multiple casting changes within a single cohesive storyline. Having all three family members disappear from Salem simultaneously eliminates the need for convoluted explanations or awkward workarounds that might otherwise be required to justify their absence. The show's writers have cleverly constructed a scenario where the outcome of the custody battle, regardless of which side prevails, results in Chad and his children leaving Salem. If Jennifer and Jack win custody, Thomas and Charlotte will relocate to Boston with their grandparents, potentially with Chad following to remain close to his children. Alternatively, if Chad emerges victorious in court, he may decide that Salem holds too many painful memories and choose to start fresh elsewhere with Thomas and Charlotte, possibly even reconciling with Jack and Jennifer enough to settle in Boston near them. The Kat connection. Kat Green's presence in this storyline cannot be understated, as she represents the catalyst that set all of these devastating events into motion. Played by Annalyn McCord, Kat initially entered Chad's life under false pretenses, pretending to be his beloved deceased wife Abigail in a cruel scheme that manipulated his grief and longing. When the truth about her deception emerged, it created shockwaves throughout Salem and particularly traumatized young Thomas, who had been led to believe his mother had somehow returned from the dead. Jennifer's fury at Chad stems primarily from his continued association with Kat, even after her lies were exposed. The sight of Chad comforting Kat following the revelation about her mother's dementia diagnosis sent Jennifer into a rage, as she viewed this compassion as evidence that Chad had completely lost perspective on appropriate boundaries and priorities. Jennifer refused to listen to Chad's explanations or consider the context of his interactions with Kat, instead interpreting every gesture of kindness as proof of his unsuitability as a parent. This unforgiving attitude, coupled with her harsh words spoken in front of Thomas, may have actually contributed to the child's decision to run away, which led to the accident that became the centerpiece of Jennifer's custody petition. Flynn's reflections on leaving. In candid interviews about his departure, Billy Flynn has shared thoughtful insights about his decade-long journey with Days of Our Lives and his reasons for seeking new challenges. The actor, who did not begin his acting career until age 26 and was 30 when he joined Days, expressed amazement at how quickly 10 years have passed. Flynn emphasized that he never imagined telling just one story for his entire career, noting that his love of acting and storytelling naturally led him to seek diverse experiences and characters. Flynn described his time on Days of Our Lives as transformative, crediting the show's demanding production pace with shaping him into the actor and person he is today. He referred to the experience as being trained like a warrior, noting that Days operates at a much faster pace than The Young and the Restless, where production moves more slowly and allows more time for scene work. The relationships Flynn built with his castmates over the years have become close friendships, with these colleagues experiencing all of life's ups and downs alongside him throughout his tenure on the show. The actor expressed deep gratitude for the outpouring of love and support from fans following the announcement of his departure, calling it humbling and incredibly moving. Flynn's hope is that viewers will continue to support Days of Our Lives and embrace whoever eventually takes over the role of Chad, giving that actor the same love and encouragement that he received. He also expressed his desire that fans will follow him on his new journey and support his work on The Young and the Restless, demonstrating his appreciation for the loyal audience that has championed him throughout the years. The holiday timeline. As the holiday season approaches, all signs point to Billy Flynn's final episodes as Chad airing either during or shortly after the festive period. The custody battle storyline is expected to reach its climax around this time, with Chad, Thomas, and Charlotte's departure from Salem serving as a bittersweet farewell to Flynn's interpretation of the character. This timing allows the show to incorporate emotional holiday-themed scenes that may feature final interactions between Chad and the extended Horton family, providing closure to relationships that have developed over the past decade. The months-long gap between Flynn's exit and Connor Floyd's debut in April 2026 gives Days of Our Lives writers ample opportunity to explore other storylines and prepare Salem for Chad's eventual return with a new face. During this interim period, the show can reference Chad's off-screen activities in Boston or wherever he relocates, maintaining the character's presence in the narrative without requiring the actor to appear on screen. This approach has been successfully employed by daytime dramas for decades, allowing shows to navigate cast changes while preserving character continuity and viewer investment. Looking ahead, the recasting of Chad DiMera with Connor Floyd represents Days of Our Lives' commitment to maintaining the character's place in Salem's landscape despite Billy Flynn's departure. Floyd brings his own experience from The Young and the Restless, where he portrayed Chance Chancellor, and fans are curious to see how he will interpret Chad's personality, mannerisms, and relationships. The production team has framed his arrival as Chad returning to Salem with a new look, suggesting that some time will have passed and perhaps the character will have undergone significant personal growth during his absence. When Chad does return under Connor Floyd's portrayal, the show has numerous potential storylines to explore. There are hints that Chad may become involved in reclaiming DiMera Enterprises from criminal elements and working to legitimize the family business, providing him with a fresh purpose and direction separate from the romantic entanglements that dominated much of Flynn's final year in the role. The custody situation with Jennifer and Jack may also evolve, potentially showing a more mature and stable Chad who has learned from his mistakes and rebuilt trust with his children and their grandparents. The executive producer of The Young and the Restless, Josh Griffith, actually wrote for Days of Our Lives when Billy Flynn first joined the show, which provided Flynn with confidence in his decision to make the leap to CBS. Griffith was responsible for some of Chad's most memorable storylines during Flynn's early years, including the Necktie Killer arc and the development of Chad and Abigail's epic love story. Flynn trusts that Griffith will craft equally compelling material for his new character on The Young and the Restless, expressing excitement about collaborating once again with the talented writer who helped launch his daytime career.